Right, everyone. Welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. We are so excited always to come to you week after week with incredible information. We bring different health topics to you each week. And before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Marilee Marasich, and I've been a wellness warrior for about 15 years now. And really, a health crisis, my own health crisis, is what brought me into the awareness that taking care of yourself, no one's going to be a better advocate for your own health than yourself. And I was chasing a lot of answers just in the traditional medical realm and not finding many answers. Kind of ran into a lot of dead ends. And so I learned to be my best own advocate and really think outside the box. And so that's really what has led us to where we are even tonight, and bringing you information from a whole bunch of different wealth of information from health experts in this space. And tonight we are in for a real treat. So if you've joined us before, you know that we talk about activation. We know that we like to get to the root cause. We like to talk about root cause. We've talked about, in order to be well, fix the cell. In order to get well, fix the cell. In order to age well, fix the cell. So we are constantly talking about cellular activation, cellular health, and really getting to that root cause of it. And we hope to really help give you a lot of solutions tonight. So I am really, really excited about the topic. Tonight, we're going to be talking about what our skin is telling us. There's so many issues that people can be dealing with skin, and it can be anything from acne to rosacea to hyperpigmentation, dryness, flakiness, so many issues, rashes, hives, shingles, so many things that our skin can be telling us about our own health. And so I'm so excited to kind of do a much deeper dive than just that superficial skin that we look at and think that if we just treat it with a special cream, that it will fix the issue. We really want to get to that root cause. And so I am thrilled to have our guest on tonight. She's been on Wellness Wednesday before with me, and one of our most popular presenters. And I absolutely love her. She's a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, and I love what she brings to this conversation. So I don't want to miss any part of her bio. So let me read this to you. Again, this is my friend Christi Vogt, but she's an integrative medical esthetician with 25 years experience in this space. Has firsthand knowledge of how true transformation starts from within. And in addition, she's certified in whole food, plant-based nutrition, embracing the holistic approach to beauty and aging. And as you get to know Christi more tonight and hear from her, you'll understand that she really is a walking testimony to this. She believes it, she lives it, she breathes it. So Christi, it's an honor to have you here tonight. I have been really looking forward to this conversation, and my goodness, she's beautiful from the inside out. So she's just a representation of what is possible with your body from the inside out tonight. So Christi, let's really start with this. Can you tell us just a little bit more about your background as an esthetician, and maybe even what you're doing today in that space?
Absolutely. It's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? An integrative medical esthetician. What in the heck is that? So all that means is aesthetics. So working on the skin, and medical, just working alongside physicians. So for the last 26 years, I've been working alongside physicians. I started out working for a plastic surgeon, and it was literally the time that like microdermabrasion just came out, and the very first laser hair removal just came out. I'm dating myself for sure. You know, the very first IPL. So I was there when all of the lasers came out. Then I fast forward, I worked for a plastic surgeon who was really ahead of his time in anti-aging medicine. I don't know if you guys know anything about bioidentical hormones. It's such a buzzword right now when we reach the age of 50, 55. But he was in 2004 when I started working for him. He was doing bioidentical hormones, you guys, for 15 years. I mean, people thought he was a quackadoodle, but he was just very knowledgeable and ahead of his time. And then I actually opened up my own clinic for a while, doing disease prevention as well as cosmetic dermatology, because I wanted to treat the whole person. And I'll talk a little bit about that here in a minute. how I got to that point, and then lost the medical clinic that I started due to just a failed partnership, and then joined LifeVantage, and still working at a med spa just once a week, treating people's skin, because I love both sides of that. So I'm in Colorado, and I am a grandmother to 7 grandkids. Our daughter hasn't even started yet. So I need to, age well and feel good, so I can, have the time and the energy to spend with my kids and my grandkids.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at you thinking, how is that even possible that you're a grandmother, but times 7? That's amazing. I love it. I love how you love your family. It's so fun to just follow you and watch what you guys do. It's amazing. But let me ask you the next question. So how and when did you start making the connection between skin health and internal imbalances?
Yeah, so when I was just starting out as this young esthetician, I was maybe not even 30 years old, and I have people in my chair for an hour to 2 hours at a time while I'm doing, fancy procedures with fancy lasers, and I'm listening to them. So, I just love people, and I love hearing their stories and peeling back the layers, and you would be amazed at what I hear, when people are in the chair for that long. And, but it didn't, take me long to realize, wow, everybody's expressing pretty much the same concerns. It doesn't matter how old they are, if they're male or female, how much money they have. They're telling me they're just not feeling well. And then I started reading on the skin what they were telling me. It was a really interesting journey. So for people that had acne, I was kind of asking them, about what they were eating and if they had any allergies. And so people with acne kind of fit in one category versus people that didn't have acne, just the way that their diet and their lifestyle, and their stress, and genetics, of course, plays a role in that. And then kind of at that same time, I was into the space mapping, where I would buy books and making the connection to what system or organ was not working properly, and how the signs on the skin, and sensitivity to sun, because they were on medications, right? So things like when I worked for the plastic surgeon, for instance, we had people eat pineapple, like a whole pineapple, every day, 2 to 3 days before surgery, and then 2 to 3 days after surgery, every single day eating a whole pineapple, because the bromelain in the pineapple helped heal the skin, and it was very anti-inflammatory. I saw this skin test, I think it was on Dr. Oz back then, where they had this gal, very fair skin, like your beautiful skin, Marilee, and put under a UV light for 10 minutes. And it would, the skin would turn red and itchy and irritated and inflamed. Then they had this gal eat a 1/4 cup of cooked tomatoes, because cooked tomatoes release lycopene, which helps our skin be more resilient to sun. So they had her eat a 1/4 cup of cooked tomatoes for a month, and then they did the same 10-minute test under the UV light, and there was no redness at all. And what else? I've got my notes here just to remember. When I got my certification in whole food plant-based nutrition, I learned that by decreasing oxidative stress, by eating more antioxidants in our diet, help to balance out hormones. And hormones are a culprit to so many issues, right? But that the imbalance of hormones can, produce acne and melasma and rosacea. And, dark circles, I learned, was from eating too much wheat and too much dairy. And so anyway, that journey, and just asking the right questions, because a lot of people that do skin, even to this day, they don't ask those questions. They just do the treatments on the skin. But I've always been good about asking, about their diet and their lifestyle, and then just making that connection that it all starts with the inside. Our skin is our largest organ on our body. It's a living organ, and it's telling us what's going on in the inside.
It's so true. You know, I have myself dealt with my own food allergies, food sensitivities. Part of that health journey was I had a tooth that had gone to a root canal. They did the root canal and then it abscessed. I ended up with an infection all over my body and on multiple antibiotics. My gut was out of balance all of a sudden, 16 rounds of antibiotics. And boy, oh boy, did it run a cascade of all of these different things then that my body was so reactive to. And foods were so many of those things. But I learned about food can be inflammatory, but there are so many good things that can calm and heal. So I think of food as medicine, one of those amazing things. And I know you are all about that. And what a beautiful description. What a discovery to see that in skin. That's amazing. I love that. Okay, let me ask you another question. What are some things that contribute to the aging or just to aging in general? And by aging, I mean not only wrinkles, but pigmented spots and acne and rosacea, all of those skin things that we deal with.
Good question. So yeah, there's things that we can be doing and things that are harming our skin. And so obvious things like smoking, drinking too much alcohol, right? Getting too much sun exposure, although sun can be really good for your skin. I do want to just mention this. So like in the early hours as the sun's rising, there's no burning light rays or the aging rays. It's all, you know, the radiant, rejuvenating rays. So go out and go out and walk in the sunrise and the sunset and get those rejuvenating rays, and don't wear sunscreen. But anyway, and then things like medications, right? Both over the counter and prescription medications are very harmful to our skin. Our skin doesn't recognize medications, and processed foods and fast foods and packaged foods, not like things that aren't real food, is going to be detrimental to our skin. Our skin is supposed to get nourishment from real food. It's this living organ. And if we're just eating crap, it's going to show up on our skin, and it's actually going to age our skin even more. And things that you might not think about, like chewing gum and mints that have artificial sweeteners in it, right? That's not good for the skin, not healthy for the skin. Dairy is very can be very inflammatory, and sugary things, obviously, like sodas and cookies and cakes, and isolated vitamins and supplements. Again, our skin, our body doesn't recognize high doses of vitamin C. We should be getting vitamin C from our food. And vitamin C is a beautiful antioxidant that nourishes our skin and protects our skin from the inside out. And then again, just anything that's not made with whole food. And stress. Oh my goodness. Like, again, I made that connection between people who are just stressed out and telling me all these crazy things that were going on in their life, and then their skin, lots of inflammation, lots of breakouts, and hormones, stress whacks out hormones, right? And then, of course, poor quality sleep. That's all part of it. Like, a good night's sleep is so important. I mean, how many of you put in the chat, like, how many of you really get a good, solid night's restful sleep? Sleep is so important to our skin. So poor quality sleep, again, can really affect our skin health.
It's so true. And when we sleep is when our body heals. So making sure that we get that. It's taken me a really long time in my life to realize that, because I'm a night owl by nature, but I'm realizing that importance of really getting that sleep and making sure that you're getting the right nutrients, micronutrients. I know we might talk a little bit about that a little bit later, but some of those micronutrients can help with set your circadian rhythms. So I'm experiencing that with the best sleep of my life right now, which is really exciting. So.
Yeah. And by the way, I didn't mention, of course, poor cosmetics and skincare. I mean, you guys read your labels, scan your skincare and cosmetics with the Think Dirty app. Chemicals absorb in our skin in 20 seconds. Most skincare out there has chemicals in it, has junk in it. And hair care. So, sunscreens, let's talk sunscreen for a minute. Most sunscreens are chemical based, and because they're cheaper to make, and chemicals we don't want on our skin, number one, but they break down really quickly in the sun. It takes 20 minutes after you put on a chemical based sunscreen for your skin to kind of change the chemistry as the sun's hitting the skin. And again, chemicals are what burns and stings your eyes. So no chemical sunscreen. You want mineral-based sunscreen like zinc and titanium. They're minerals straight from the earth. And as soon as you put them on your skin, they just bounce the sun's rays off the skin. So both UVA, which are your aging rays that comes through like windows and comes through clouds, and then your burning rays. So mineral-based sunscreen, and it's calming and soothing and anti-inflammatory. And, back in the day, it used to be really thick and pasty and white, but now they can mineralize it so it blends in. And like makeup, just if you're going to wear makeup, just do some mineral powders or mineral-based sunscreen.
All of the things you're mentioning, I really am a huge proponent of. I've been listening to so many different podcasts, just educating about the toxins that we surround ourselves with. It's in our home, but it is in the chemicals we clean with. It's in the skincare, all the things that we touch. I mean, I think about everything that my skin touches, from my fingertips to what's on my face, because it does absorb. And those are extra toxic. The toxic load we can put on our bodies weighs down those cells with just so much that our body's fighting constantly. And of course, that's going to be reflected in skin. This is such an important conversation. I love it. And then let's talk about diet for just a minute. I know we are asked often on Wellness Wednesday, like, what are some of those key diets? And I know we've talked a lot about the one I really follow is a Mediterranean diet, where we're getting all the healthy fats, the good oils, the nuts, the phytonutrients from our plants, those green leafy vegetables, those fruits, but not too much. So there's not so much sugar in your diet. But is that kind of what you follow too, Christi?
Yes. So if you think about it, our bodies are supposed to get the nourishment from whole foods, plant-based foods. Foods Mother Nature provides for us is an easy way, right? Foods from the earth. That is how our bodies are supposed to thrive and get nourishment from. And we're supposed to be eating lots and lots of them. And so, we are exposed to toxins just naturally in our environment now more than ever before. I mean, since the Industrial Revolution, we've been exposed to 85,000 more chemicals. And so we have a higher toxic burden. So the toxic creates free radicals in our system. Free radicals attack the cell, and that's oxidative stress. So antioxidants help combat or neutralize oxidative stress. And there's only one food group that contains antioxidants. And when I ask this, and you too, Marilee, I'm sure, when I ask this in a room, like, what is the one food group that contains antioxidants? People don't really know. They might say blueberries, or I've heard salmon or yogurt. I'm like, no, it's all plant foods that Mother Nature provides. So all fruits, vegetables, beans, legumes, grains, herbs, spices, all contain antioxidants to help fight off those free radicals. No other food group out there has natural antioxidants that our bodies recognize. So when you say, like, what do you eat? And I really like to focus on what to eat, and don't beat yourself up on the things that you know you shouldn't be eating and you do. If you eat sugar or dairy or whatever, don't beat yourself up. What I want people to be asking themselves is, at the end of every day, how many plant foods did I eat today? And were they different colors and variety? The darker, the better. So yes, all your berries and your dark leafy greens are so good for our skin. The healthy fats that you mentioned. So, really good, clean olive oil. That's a whole nother topic. Coconut oil and, avocados and certain nuts have more healthy fat. That's good for your brain, but it's good for your skin as well. And, so just count that. And organic when you can, at least with the dirty dozen, make sure you're buying organic. Because again, if you're not, then you're just getting chemicals in your food, and that's not good. So count how many. We should be eating about 10 to 12 servings of plant foods every single day in different colors and varieties. So that's what my husband Dave and I focus on.
We do too. Absolutely, we do. And my mouth is watering because I'm hungry and we're talking about this yummy food. It's all good. Just nourish the body so well. It's going to be reflected in our skin. Okay, that kind of leads us to our next question. What are some key things that we can be doing to improve the skin and slow down aging of the skin?
Yes. So food is number one. Food is number one, food and nutrition, which we just talked about. And then, of course, good quality sleep. So do what you need. I mean, read books. Remember, Marilee, we went to a conference, and was it Dr. Bruce, the sleep expert, was
Yes.
in like 3 hours. He talked about how to get better quality sleep. And so I'm there's lots of things that you can be doing to get good sleep, and that's super important. And water, of course, our bodies are made up, like it's 72% water. So we should be eating and drinking really good, clean water. And I'm not talking about those plastic water bottles. Please, please do not drink out of plastic water bottles. So, like spring water, or your, I actually order a special water. It's literally comes straight from the earth. So it's got lots of minerals, just natural minerals in it. But if you can't do that, like reverse osmosis water, and then buy the minerals like at a natural grocery store, add them to your water. Spring water. And, a lot of you might have really good tap water, like in the mountains here in Colorado. I mean, just drinking straight out of the tap is really good quality, or at least just filtered through your refrigerator. But just, again, be conscientious of how much water you're drinking. And I squeeze a whole lemon with a little dash of cayenne pepper in my water every single morning. So it's a little bit of, it's giving you your lots of vitamin C, and the cayenne kind of helps with metabolism, and again, full of antioxidants. So quality sleep, and then again, lots of good fats, like we talked about, omegas, flax seeds, chia seeds, fish oils, and then the other omegas I answered earlier. And then, okay, so you know how to get like a really natural, like tan glow to the skin? You want to eat foods containing carotenoids. So lots of oranges and red foods will actually help your skin with a healthy, natural tan and a glow, and help your skin be more resilient to sun damage. So I had talked about cooked tomatoes, releasing the lycopene, but also things like sweet potatoes and carrots and oranges, and then all your dark green leafy greens actually have good sun protection to help your skin glow. Watermelon, pink grapefruit, cantaloupe. So just again, it's count your vegetables and all the different colors. It's so important.
So many great tips. And I want to add to that exercise. And I know you're a huge proponent to that, just because even like I learned this early on. I learned this about 15 years ago, back to what you put on your skin. So if you're putting garbage on your skin, even for sunscreen, you get outside, you want to go for a jog, and you put bad sunscreen on that has an occlusive barrier, meaning your skin can't breathe, it's not a good exercise. So let's say you've got all of the good sunscreens on, you're out, for your hike and your exercise, letting this largest organ on your body breathe and sweat and get rid of toxins is such a key thing too. And I know you are, Christi, an advocate of that and a huge exerciser.
Yes, thank you for throwing that in there. Yes, definitely. And like that brings the circulation, right, too.
Yeah, absolutely. All healing. Yep, helps the collagen, helps, natural collagen, all of it. It's just so good. Okay, so that kind of leads us to this question, one of our last questions, but how does activation and the LifeVantage products help to improve the skin?
Yes, good question. And again, this is why I'm here, is our products and LifeVantage and the way they activate our body's natural processes. So if you guys are familiar with our products, you realize that, they're all formulated with ingredients our bodies recognize. And we just know, LifeVantage knows how to create them and formulate them to activate our natural processes. So for instance, our hero product, the Protandim Nerve 2 with green tea, ashwagandha, milk thistle, bacopa, and turmeric, all synergistically formulated in this little yellow activator that's activating our cells to make the antioxidants. So again, we can eat antioxidants all day long. Please do. It neutralizes free radicals 1-to-1. But when we activate our cells to make antioxidants, it's neutralizing free radicals 1 to 1 million. 1 million.
Amazing. Amazing.
Right, I know. Every time I say it, I'm like, that's for real. And, raising our glutathione levels by 300%. So imagine, we've discussed how nourishing food with antioxidants is for our skin, our organs, and all of our systems. But imagine when our bodies are making their own antioxidants 24/7, it's just feeding our skin. It's slowing down aging. As a matter of fact, our National Institutes of Aging studied Protandim for 10 years, and they deemed at the end of the 10 years that it actually is proven to extend quality of life in mammals. By keeping oxidative stress at an all-time low every single day. So again, our bodies have a better opportunity to function more optimally. And when I say function, I mean the organs and systems in our body that's going to show up on the skin, and it's going to slow down aging and reduce risk for disease. And I can't stress this enough. This is so important. So the Nerve 2. Then we've got the Protandim Nerve 1 that has 5 different plant ingredients that are rebuilding our mitochondria, our cellular energy. And you can imagine how amazing that is for our skin, right? And then you guys, gut. It all starts with the gut. It all starts. And I don't care how clean you eat and how clean you live, one course of antibiotics that I know every single person has been on, destroys our gut health for 1 full year. I mean, these poor kids and adults that I have seen over the years with acne, they give them antibiotics, which destroys the gut, which will destroy the skin. And it's just like this endless cycle. So anyway, we've got to get our guts better. Most probiotics die when they hit the stomach acid. So our LifeVantage probiotic goes past the stomach acid, and it's time release to get that good nourishing bacteria to the small and large intestine. The prebiotic is like the fertilizer for the probiotics. So those two are a game changer for the gut. Once our guts are healthy, our guts are able to absorb the good nutrients from the food that we're eating. If it's unhealthy, we're not absorbing the good nutrients. So everything starts in the gut. And you know how many people have gut issues and sensitivities, right? And then omegas in our line are so important, the fish oil. So fish oils are interesting. I love to talk about this because most people just go to Costco and buy these things of fish oil, and then they start burping up disgusting fishy burps. But if you go to a restaurant and you order a piece of fish, and then you go home and you start burping up disgusting fishy burps, you're going to be thinking that was a bad piece of fish. Well, you should be thinking about that with your fish oils, because they're filled with crappy fish and lots of fillers. So our fish oils contain just 2 sources, Alaskan pollock and Norwegian cod. That's it. And we can trace it from boat to bottle. And we test it for purity and potency and any heavy metals, which obviously would be really bad for our skin. So good fish oils just help to, it's that good fat that feeds our skin, helps to give it that glow and hydration from within. So the Vitality Stack is my go-to. And that is the Protandim Nerve 2, reducing oxidative stress, Nerve 1, rebuilding our cellular energy, our mitochondria, ProBio for our gut, and the fish oils for our skin and our heart and our brain. So again, ingredients that our bodies are recognizing to function and perform, more optimally addressing different organs and systems in our body. And then I cannot not mention the liquid collagen. I mean,
yes,
really,
please.
You guys, so I don't know how much, you all know about collagen out there, but I have never been really excited about a collagen on the market because I know that it's loaded with different fillers, and I just haven't seen really good results from the collagen I want to stand by. So when we released this collagen, it's been almost a year now, Marilee, like June 17th, I think, of last year. So yay, happy anniversary. Our collagen actually contains 10 types of collagen. So our bodies have 28 types of collagen. So collagen lines our brains, our eyes, our guts, our joints, our ligaments, our fascia. It's not skin, hair, and nails. So most collagens on the market contain 1, maybe 2 types of collagen. That's it. And again, lots of different fillers and a lot of powders that aren't bioavailable. So ours contains 10 types of collagen. And it's the only one that activates, there's that word again, activates our bodies to make it. So it happens really quickly. So you guys, when you start the collagen, take photos of everything, of not only your face, the natural light, no makeup, all different angles, but your neck, your chest, your any kind of saggy skin or cellulite. Like, you're going to be amazed, because our bodies are being activated to make its own collagen. People are feeling it in their guts, their joints, their ligaments. I have a massage therapist that can tell if people are on collagen by the way their fascia releases when she massages them. So if you guys have not seen any before and after photos of the liquid collagen, please ask the person who invited you to this, because we've got some amazing ones. And trust me, they're vetted. We know the people personally, and these before and after photos. So, people, myself and other people in the beauty and wellness industry, are using the collagen to enhance the treatments, collagen, nerve tube, gut stuff, to enhance the treatments we're doing in the clinic. But the most important thing, and again, where my heart is we see the results on the surface of the skin from the collagen, but it's what's happening in the inside that makes me so excited. Because again, it's all about quality of life. It doesn't matter how beautiful we are if our bodies start breaking down at age 60, 65. Right? So it's all about preventative measures and just quality of life and feeling good and looking good. We can have it all, guys.
I agree. That's so well said. And it's not literally about how long you live. We talk about longevity here all the time, but it's how well you live the length of that life. And, it is really like, what are you putting in that bank? What are we doing today, every day, making those good decisions, those healthy decisions to give us that quality of life? I love this conversation. So tonight we've talked about some of your favorite things. By the way, they're my favorite things too. So Protandim NRF2, Protandim NRF1, ProBio, also the prebiotic, you mentioned that, and the Omega, which has D3 in it. So that's the Vitality Stack. I know you stand on that soapbox forever, all day long. That's a favorite for you, and it is for me as well. But the liquid collagen, oh my goodness, all you need to do is see the before and afters, and it will just literally prove to you what's happening. But ask those people with the before and afters how they feel from the inside. That's the telltale. It's an incredible thing. So Christi, this has been so informative tonight. I have to ask you, any final thoughts before we shut this down?
Well, just kind of big picture again, that, our skin is a living organ, and it is nourished by food and damaged by toxins. So it's a reflection of how efficiently our different organs and systems in our bodies are functioning. So you want to be doing the things every single day. You guys, it's our little daily habits that we have that add up to either a poor quality of life or add it to a good quality of life. So, people get so busy. I'm busy. One of these days I'm going to start taking care of myself. One of these days I'm going to start exercising. One of these days I'm going to start feeling better. One of these days I'm going to get on your products. Well, sometimes one of these days never comes, or it's too late. So start today creating those little healthy daily habits. I promise you, you will not regret it. We have one life, so we want to live it with quality.
Beautifully said. I love this topic, and I so appreciate you tonight, Christi, just bringing us a wealth of information. I hope you've all found this very helpful, and I would just encourage you, please get back to the person that invited you to this training, this call, this webinar, so that we can get you the answers that you need, and they can help you with these products and help answer your questions. But join us here tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week at the same time. We always bring a new topic, new conversation, a different expert to help educate you and bring you more information. So thank you again, Christi, for joining us tonight. This has been an absolute amazing
honor. Thank you for asking.
Appreciate it. And thank you everyone for joining us here tonight. All right, everybody, take care. Be well.